do because I think that social media plays a big part of my life, and I use it very often, almost like it's like definitely every single day.
I think some of the pros are you have the ability to use the online resources that we have available, and especially now in the 21st century, technology is everything. So there are a lot of resources that I can use to expand my learning or answer questions and whatnot. So I think in that way, it's very beneficial.
Stay collaborative, keep in touch. It also helps communication, like when people are away, like far away from each other. I'm also thinking it like helps with like school projects. Cause like if I live far away from someone that's my partner, I can talk to them over social media and get a project done, even when I'm halfway across the world, which is kind of pretty cool.
The pros of use of social media. Pros of use of social media is it allows you to interact with your friends. So if you're having problems with homework, you have the social media mediums to be able to ask people about questions if they're not answering on one social media.
I think it's easier for you to be able to communicate with friends, especially when you have like a group assignment. You guys can easily communicate to each other and know what you're trying to do for your project.
So, as a student, you can communicate with your peers about work, which is very helpful. Like you can talk to your friends and work together to solve problems, and which is really.
Some cons that I think are other that like social media can obviously be abused in like a lot of ways and it often is. So like school bullying is a very big issue, and when people abuse the social media, it can turn into something that is a negative outcome on society.
I think some of the cons is just how distracting phones and your devices really are. Just because if they're out and about, especially on your desk or in your hand, like because they're in your periphery, you're inclined to use them. And those moments when you're sort of waiting for the teacher to move on or when you're done your work, those instances where you're using your phone, they carry on to when you're actually doing your work too. So it's very distracting in that sense, and it can be very detrimental at times instead of being productive, which isn't ideal for us.
Of course, are that people can't get away from social media. So when you're trying to focus on your studying, your phone's going off, and then you totally get sidetracked. You could be on your phone for like upwards to half an hour, and there's no work getting done.
I think it's really distracting. Like you can, in one click, you could be from working to on something completely different. That's really distracting. I think that's one of the biggest cons of the distraction because there's the endless amount of stuff that you can be distracted by with social media. I think that's one of the biggest cons.
You get distracted a lot because you feel inclined to post pictures, maybe because you want to feel like included in like getting likes, getting comments, and you feel you want to interact with other students, so you get distracted from doing.
Like without fail, like every single day. I'm usually on it for more than I should be actually.
I feel like social media is a big distraction for students in the class. right? Instead of paying attention to the lesson or doing the classwork, they're often on their social media keeping updated with their friends.
I think that there are plenty of benefits, but ultimately, I don't think it's very beneficial for us because if you look at what we had before when we didn't have cell phones and whatnot, people still got work done. Maybe you can argue that it was more efficient, less distractive. So I think it's beneficial for us to not have our phones out in class.
In this current day of age, I think it's more harmful in younger ages. So from people from the ages of like 6 to around 22, and then from 22 and up, I think that it helps in like business professions. Excuse me. And from the ages of 6 to 22, I think people abuse it a lot in like high school, college, and middle school, and that's why I think it's bad.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you're using it for, because a lot of people just use social media to post and engage with friends. And I mean, if you're not posting anything harmful to anyone else, then you just have to know like how much time you're supposed to be you're able to handle on your social media, because otherwise it can affect your life and how you're living and your healthy, active lifestyle. So social media is good, but as long as you know your limits and you don't go over time on your device.
I think it could be beneficial if you know the proper usage for it. For example, you need to be able to use it for educational purposes, like I said, in order to contact people for information or communicate with them. But at the same time, if you don't know the proper usage for it, I feel like you'll get distracted more times with the other negative sides of it.